Well, Dallas, we're talking about your book, Divine Conspiracy, which has impacted so many people at such a deep level. And I know the name is not something that you chose casually. So tell us, why do you use the language of conspiracy and why divine conspiracy?
Well, a conspiracy refers to people so close to one another that they can talk in whispers. It's a situation where you have people engaged in something that isn't open and obvious. And the divine conspiracy would be, accordingly, an operation of some sort that is not explicit to the world, but is going on in collaboration with God. And the idea of a divine conspiracy seems to me to precisely fit what you see laid out in the scriptures. God is doing something. He's working with some people. It isn't always clear who they are or what he's doing, but you can tell that something big is in the offings, is going on. Now, God is doing something, but he doesn't run over people with it. He does it in a way that is effective, but depends upon them choosing to be a part of what God is doing.
So that idea is really at the core of it, and it's way bigger than what we often think about as just organized religion or little branches of Christianity, that every human being has this suspicion there's something going on in my life, in my work, in the world. There's something big and deep going on, but I feel like I'm afraid I might be on the outside of it. And you're saying that suspicion that we have is kind of an indicator of reality. There is something big going on.
Well, it's what you remember, it's often quoted, Augustine speaks about that place in our heart that is unfilled. And human beings are like that. They are essentially unfulfilled beings. And they're looking for something greater that will take them in. And the idea of the divine conspiracy says, yes, that's right. And it is much bigger than religion. Religion often runs contrary to the divine conspiracy.
Now, we all want for there to be a God who's up to something wonderful, so that part sounds good. But why is it a divine conspiracy? Why not just a divine takeover? Why does it show up in obscure or partly hidden ways? Why doesn't God just come and make everything wonderful?
That's a really good question.
Well, that's why I'm asking it.
Yes.
You're the smart guy that's supposed to answer.
That's a really good question. And I get constant queries about some terrible thing that has happened because one dimension of this question is what is called the problem of evil. Why doesn't God stop bad things if he's in charge? I think that you have to back up a moment and think about what his purposes are. What might be the outcome of the divine conspiracy before you can begin to answer that question. He doesn't jump down our throats. He doesn't dominate our world. He allows us to think maybe we dominate our world. And that's
what is God's purpose that would lead him to that strategy?
Yes, the purpose is to develop character in people that he can trust with his power. And the development
to develop character in people that he can trust with his power.
See, an essential part of the divine conspiracy is this idea of power sharing. But power makes tremendous demands on your character. And by your character, I mean what you routinely think and feel and what you're ready to do without thinking and so on. We see it in many areas in human life. We want character. We want good character. And if we're going to be intimate and close with someone, that's a necessity. So a conspiracy is something where there's intimacy and closeness.